Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Let me get myself settled in too. First things first, happy Memorial Day to all the veterans that served to protect this country. And another special happy Memorial Day to the fallen soldiers who fought hard for this country or fought hard for the freedoms that we take for granted. Um, and for those who are survivors, for those who are war vets, hopefully you are enjoying your days. Hopefully you have family and friends around to help you celebrate. In some areas, I know it's pouring down raining, so I know there ain't no barbecues going on, but make the best out of the day regardless of what. And again, for those who have people who are veterans or in the army or military, whatever branch they serve, make sure you checking in on them and make sure they're good. Like I told y'all one time before, we all go through certain things, but the worst thing is going through it alone. And some of those people are still suffering from PTSD and everything, even down the line. You know, so again, do yourself a favor, go check in on those ones that need to be checked in on. You know, let them know that they are, that they are very well appreciated, and let them know that again, their service didn't go unrecognized or unnoticed. Appreciate everybody that tuned in Saturday for the conversation. Definitely was a great one. Um, just had to get some P's and Q's about a few things, but nonetheless, we still had a great conversation all in all. If you missed it, you can catch the replay. I feel that conversation was needed though. Because again, these are things that I'm going to tackle. These is, topics I'm going to choose to stand on, regardless to how the people may feel. Um, Again, I said that well before, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm all for the conversations, and even the most uncomfortable ones, if it's going to lead to some form of wisdom and healing. Because like I said, everybody's going through something. Never know what's on the next person's mind until they actually open up and say something. So, but the conversation was needed nonetheless. Now, for some that did miss out, y'all already know I had to go in again, about a few things. We take a whole bunch of disrespect. Nexie, what's going on, baby? I know some people probably was lost in the sauce. I'm just gonna be real with it. There's some things that we are gonna always have to tackle and speak about because at some point we gotta get to some form of resolution. Again, there's more than just women that go through disrespect and violence and everything else. The men do too. Same way how young women are being abducted, kidnapped, and even put into these quote unquote markets and trades. The same way with the young men. Oh, Nexie, just in case, that. Um, we always get ignorance when we speaking about real shit. And I don't got time for it today. I didn't have time for it Saturday, and I don't got time for it today. So gotta block any unnecessary people who just want to sub or make a troll account to be stupid. Again, this ain't the day for it. Even on this day, some of y'all should have enough common sense and decency to say, "Let me chill the fuck out," and go give love to those who you need to give love to. But yeah, again, we have times where we have things that bring us down. basically a big burden, but that burdens they don't necessarily have to cripple you, and they're not going to, you know. Like I was telling somebody the other day, um, we all go through it. I understand, yeah, it's a high volume of women out there being disrespected to the teeth. I grant all of that. I didn't say I didn't see it nor hear it. But in the same token, there's men out there too who are going through the utmost. And when it comes to certain violent crimes, the young men or even the grown men have been more victims than anything. You hear more men getting shot nowadays than you hear women getting shot. You hear more men getting stabbed, jumped, unalived, and everything, more than you'll hear it from the women. And when you do hear it, this is probably because it's elsewhere where it's happening. But it doesn't mean it's not happening, you know. One thing I don't do is one-sided debates and anything. Y'all know that already. I don't do one-sided stuff. I call everything down the middle. And the conversation I had the other day, that's exactly what it was. Called down the middle. Serious, what's going on, baby? Oh, shut up, bikes. Shut up. It should have kept raining. My bad, y'all. If you hear me sound like I'm stressing out, it's because they got another reggae fest going on out here, even though it was pouring down raining. But nonetheless, show still must go on, noise, pollution, and all. Again, I see everything I need to see the way I see it. When I have certain talks and conversations, I don't always just attack one side. No, I call it down the middle. Doesn't matter what the topic is, I always call it down the middle. But I wasn't far off about what I said neither about us within the community trying to start, uniting more and start getting back on that playing field of keeping things in a perspective, keeping things in a safe realm. I didn't go far from that because it's truth. And I also said something along the lines of the people who are thinking about adopting kids, adopt kids because you want to adopt them, not because you feel you need to. And also make sure that you don't treat them any differently than you would if you got biological kids. In order to truth on that. Whenever you are bringing a new face or a new body into the house, and especially if you're going to be responsible for that, then you need to make sure that they are accustomed well, make sure that they are acclimated to what's going on. And again, do to them what you would do to your children. Have talks with them when they need it. If you see they stressed out, try to, relieve some of that pressure. And that's the main thing you got to remember. Because they go through stuff too. They're going through pain and resentment, and they doing a lot of reflecting too to a degree. And some of them already feel like it's their fault that they're in the positions that they're in, but it's really not. You know, you are supposed to make sure that these children are reassured, have the reassurance to know that there'll be better days, that there's actually good people out there who actually want to and need to be part of your growth. Like me personally, I couldn't see myself adopting a child and then not at least trying to bond with that child, even if it's not mine. I can't see myself doing something like that because that would go against the grain and that would go against my human spirit. Because again, this kid could be going through far worse, and then things that they might not want to speak about right away. But you got to remember too, when the time is right, you sit down and you have that talk, and not force it, but just sit down and talk. You know, Definitely make sure you're listening, paying attention to, and soaking in what you need to soak in. Because when it's all said and done, those kids could be affected just like your biological kids would be affected if you're not getting the right time, if you're not getting the adequate, building time. And you need that. I've had some success stories or heard some success stories where it could have got worse. And children probably would not even been made it into adulthood. They probably would have faded before that. But sometimes that be the grace of that higher power a lot of times. Because again, these kids did not ask to be born here and not loved and not by irresponsible people. And I'm saying this because again, that gotta be the most irresponsible thing any man or woman could do. Is just bring kids in the world and just toss them out there without nothing. No guidance, no education, no wisdom, nothing. The worst thing you can do. It's even worse when you give up on an adopted child that just wants to be loved and cared for. It's the worst thing too. Can't forget that part because at the end of the day, they are still child. They're still children. And they still hurt, and they still got a lot to learn. So again, if you're gonna be responsible and you feel that's what you want to do, you're gonna adopt children. Doesn't matter if it's one, two. You can adopt as many as they can try to give you, but you better make sure you have the equal amount of love, care, and attention for them because that's what they solely need right now. Like I was saying the other day, I know with some people it's difficult or it's different because again, you got people, shoot, you got all these kids that are in these foster agencies throughout all ages. You got babies in the system or babies in these type of facilities. And you even got teenagers, you know, and regardless to what, you know, it's like the span from the time you're born to 18, you know, they need all of that. They need every bit and every ounce of attention, education, and love. More than anything, you gotta love your children, even if they adopted. You gotta love them. You can't love them no different. You can't treat them no different. Because at the end of the day, they are still human beings with feelings and emotions. Some of y'all only gonna do that because you think it's an easy check every month. Like I said, that's not what the sole focus is. The focus is making sure that this child doesn't become another statistic or another number in the system. So if you are going to try to give that child some form of hope, then you got to be on go for it. The minute they don't feel safe or reassured, that will be a problem. And in certain instances, they'll even shut down or they'll make the call themselves and say, I'm not comfortable here. I want to go. And the worst thing you can do again is bring a child in with the hopes of being a great parent to them, only to feed them false hope. You think a child wants to go from a bad situation to an even worse situation? No, they don't. And they don't ask for it, and they shouldn't have to go through it. And again, I've said this before, and I stand on it. There's just some people out there who don't deserve to be parents or should not be parents at all. Not if you have the mindset of still thinking about yourself and yourself only. That's not good. Because again, when you taking children in, it's not just about the little money you getting every month for them. It's again about just showing them something better, showing them that life has everything to offer, and you have time to figure out what you want to do in life and what you want to be in life. And if you're gonna be in their life, then guess what? Even if they find out who their real parents are, whether they're alive or whether they're not alive, you still want to make sure you gave them that love, that bond, and that attention that they solely needed at that time junction. Even when they get into adulthood and they find out the truths on things, as long as you was honest with them from Jump Street, there's really nothing they can be mad about when it comes to you. See, I've had a story where, like I said, dude thought these was his parents the whole time because they had him since he was a baby. Mother passed away, giving birth to him, and the father, I believe, was locked up at that time junction. So, like I said, you basically in the world, but unbeknownst to anybody, not even the grandmothers, nobody. You know, these people took him in, raised them until he got into college. But even before he got into college, they sat down with him at some point and told him what they needed to tell him. Because again, I feel once they old enough to really sit down and grasp and understand things, you need to sit down and break it down to them so they know what it is. I hear you, Nexi. And that's the way to do it sometimes. Look, there's gonna be some people who actually take that. You know, there's gonna be some men, if there's a single mom out there, all right. Now if she's single, how they say by choice, then things ain't gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. But if she's single because of specific situations or just because of whatever, if a person is digging you, rather, this is the one thing I've always said. And I'm speaking to them single parents because there are some single parents who still do that. Oh, you could be dealing with somebody, you like them, but then you are scared to tell them that you have a child. You should never be, in my opinion, you should never feel that way. Now, I could see you somewhat, because you're not sure this person is really even going to, build with you in any way, shape, or form. Then I don't blame you for trying to keep them to some form or degree secret. But if this is somebody you've been building with longer than 2, 3 months, longer than 6 months, longer than a year, you can't keep hiding that. I hear you, Lexi. I think you were saying something about that recently too. Yeah, because like I said, we had this convo before to a degree. Again, I feel that's the best thing you could do is adopt a kid, whether it's through an agency or if you're dealing with somebody who already had a child prior to. Keyword child, baby, not no teens or grown-ups. And even if that is the case, if you're building with that person, again, y'all got to be on all levels. There are some people right now who, again, they got the actual parents and the adopted parents. So that's twice the love from 4 different people. When you got somebody that loves both their parents and they foster parents, now the reason why the parents had to give them up for that small time frame because they both was kind of on the downhill. One's on drugs, one is trying to get up the ladder of success by trying to build and grow within a company that they started with. But yet and still, they didn't leave their kids long either. See, I'm gonna speak to those who feel they have to give their kids up. If you're gonna give your kids up temporarily, make sure they're in the proper care and the proper hands. And when you're ready to get them, make sure you fight for them. That's one thing to do. Make sure that you fight for them. Don't just leave them out there like that. Because I know some people might have to give their kids up, and it's a hard thing to do. But if you got to get yourself better and get yourself in the right state, even stably as far as not just financials, but having a solid roof over your head, then you do what you have to do. But in the same token, you remember when you are where you need to be at, you go get your kids. I've seen people do that. That person I know loved both his real parents and his adopted parents because he loved his adopted parents because he understood that even though my parents had to do this for the betterment of both of them and for me too, y'all took the time to take me in and you didn't have to. And you raised me for the small time frame that you raised me like I was your own. Who wouldn't love that shit? You know, come on now. What kid wouldn't love that? And that's exactly what you did. Next, you did a great job on that. Like a lot of people are doing. Again, you're gonna have some men that come along if they happen to come across a woman who could be single or could be a single parent. Now, there's one child or two. Sometimes they will, if they are building on that level, hey, they will take them in like they own. But that's because some of these women have the notion too to know if this is something I really want, if this is a person I know I'm building with, we've been so strong through whatever, regardless of what, and they gotta be mine. You know, they gotta. I gotta give him that leeway, like he's like these kids is his. Because again, it's about having the dual balance. Because now, even if you have kids with him, prime example, you think he would tolerate his actual kids disrespecting you? I'm quite sure he wouldn't even tolerate your kids disrespecting you. There's just some men that's like that. You don't got to be mine, but you're not going to be disrespecting your mother neither. So you have men out there who are like that. Once you decide to take on any form of responsibility when it comes to children, your mindset needs to be focused again on making sure you raise that child the best way. No, this is what I'm saying. Again, it's about responsibility. You have to be responsible for your choices because again, your body is precious and valuable, and that's on both angles again. That's why I keep pushing that. Fellas, be careful who you slinging the wood to. Ladies, be careful who you giving the goods to. But even if you're doing anything, you better make sure that you're protected at all times. Because if you're not prepared for any form of responsibility, that should be the last thing that comes on your mind. And some of y'all don't be thinking until it's too late. That's because you're more into that lust factor of everything. Everything good until you hear that word, I could be pregnant. Then everything starts to change. The things that really shouldn't change is your mindset. Because if there really is a kid that's about to be involved, no matter what playing field you're on, you're gonna have to both figure out how you raise this child again. I think that's critical though. It got to go back to critical thinking, man. You have to. But yeah, that's a good thing when you have people who will take the time and got the extra love, kid inside of them to want to take care and love somebody else. Again, there are some people who are married now who they probably already had kids before they got together and they made it work. Almost like a Brady Bunch type thing, but not a Brady Bunch type thing. Again, if you're with somebody and y'all enjoy each other's company, love each other to that much, to the fullest, then shoot, might as well build. Meek, what's going on, baby? It's been a minute. Hope all well with you, baby. Oh, who else popped up in here? Gary. Where you at, Gary? I ain't see your ass, man. Did you just call me Gary Meek? We got to fight. Up. No, nah, I'm messing with you. Hope all is well with you, sis. Um, should an adopted parent tell or not tell their child that he no, next, he absolutely. Listen, the one thing you can't do is lie to your children or lie to the children that you are going to be taking care of. But again, it depends. You know what? You're right. And I'm solely gonna have a kid with yours. So you can keep it pushing, Billy. I don't think you're gonna have a baby on here because I don't think nobody wants your unattractive ass. I don't think nobody actually wants what you have. See how that works right there? Even on a Veterans Day, don't you got family you supposed to be going to pay some respects to or do something with? Get out of here, man. I'm starting to think you was adopted, and that's the reason why you keep trolling. Maybe your adopted parents did something to you, but we'll find out. We'll find out. Trust me, we'll find out. Anybody else want to smoke today? Because I got time. And when I'm in this type of tone, you know I got time. Nah, it's all good, Meek. You already know. But again, hope all is well with you. Liz, what's going on, baby? You already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. You want to know why I talk about kids? Because kids end up being misused and abused, right? But they also end up becoming adults like the person I just kicked up out of here. Awkward, awkward nobodies, basically. Hmm. People who just, again, don't know when to be adults. Stop being children in the mind. We don't need no more of these people in the society. I'm sorry, at least in my opinion. And honestly, you got to be a weirdo because if you thought about having kids like you just said, you wouldn't be on here worrying about if there's people in here for you to have a kid with. I'm quite sure you live in a neighborhood full of women. Get out and go explore something outside of this internet. Can you do that for 24 hours of your life? I don't think so. And that's why you come here every day. I could put my last dollar on it. Your dumb ass can't stay off this internet. Hell up out of here. You know what the problem is? It's a lot of them meet that need a fucking hug. They need to go out there and get some cheeks or something. Or shoot, go get them some D or something. Whatever it is that they require, they need to go find it before they get tossed in this damn everlasting fire. Come on now. It don't make sense. But back to the subject at hand. What you just said, Nexie, or what you just asked me is truth. Should not. A foster parent should tell their children what they need to tell them, especially when it comes time to having that talk. You don't want it to be a situation where that child ends up really either bumping into their parents or they find out some truths about their parents that you didn't tell them. So you got to do it when it's right. And there's some kids who don't care, even when they get into adulthood, they don't care. The fact that they actually had a family and a home, that was the most important thing for them. And that love and appreciation will come back tenfold because again, they're gonna do what's necessary. But yeah, you know the problem is again, um, some people do things for the wrong reasons. They ain't doing it from the heart. They ain't doing it from the spirit. But again, that's the worst thing to do. Once there are children involved, it's time for everybody to start thinking like adults and not children. Exactly, Meek. You would have to do that. In most cases, I know there's probably a lot of foster parents who have done that. Whether they told them at a certain age or waited till they was really old enough to really understand everything. But you still got to sit there and talk. You know, the main thing again is never keep the truth from them. When you start keeping the truth from them, that's when things will start to hurt. So again, if you are an adoptive parent, tell them the truth when it's time to tell them the truth. But also have some form of strength and compassion too. And when the time is definitely right, you'll know it. You have to tell them. Because you can't look yourself in the eye every day, or you can't look yourself in the mirror every day knowing that you're lying to a child that's not yours. You just can't. They see you have to put on your grown men and grown women thinking caps because again, it's not just about you no more. It's about the betterment of those children. Oh, and to put this into perspective, right? If anytime a grown ass kid can say fuck the kids, it's fuck you. I told you that one time before. Sorry to say it, y'all. Excuse my language. But this bitch ass nigga know what I said before, and I meant it. Anytime you can say fuck the kids, it's fuck you, nigga. Because you was a kid, nigga. You got kids. Hopefully you don't. And if you do, hopefully you raising them. But I doubt you got kids because what time you gonna have being on this internet all day if you got kids to worry about? Then again, your ass is irresponsible. So you probably a deadbeat. Who cares? Every time you come in here with something, I'm gonna keep punching you in your gut until you shut the fuck up. Now back to the conversation at hand. You know, you gotta realize that part right there too. Me, look like you. They might not have the same blood type. Hey, shoot, find out some things even in the doctor's office. So it's like you. How long you think you gonna hold off the truth? You know. Now when they babies, of course they don't understand nothing. Toddlers to a degree too. They don't understand nothing. And when they do get a certain age past that, they start figuring out things more. They start understanding a little bit more. But again, you would have to sit down and really break it down to them on what's going on. You know, I hear you, Meek. You know, again, and that's the main thing you got to remember is making adjustments. See, that's the most important key thing you can do is make the right adjustments. When you are bringing adopted kids into your home, even if you have biological kids, again, you want to make sure that you got all the adjustments right. You want them to feel just like they will feel at home. You want them to feel the comfort. You want them to feel that overall joy and that everything. That's the most important parts, especially when they're young. They want to be able to say, yeah, you know, grew up in a house with brothers and sisters, family that was tight knit, so on and so forth. You want that. You know, they took me in, and they ain't have to take me in, and they made me a better person. They raised me the best of their ability. They gave me the knowledge I needed when I didn't have any knowledge at all from anybody else. Key critical notions right there. Now, mods, if we got anything else that I don't see on the stream, y'all already know what to do. Because I smell retardedness coming throughout the whole algorithm at some point. Had to say it that way. Because I swear that's all y'all do is eat, sleep, and breathe internet. And don't breathe real life. That's why you can come here every day and try to fake troll or say a bunch of nonsense, even being disrespectful with people. Some of these people probably older than you. Some of these people might be younger than you. Some of these people probably know your ass. So why keep doing the dumb shit? That's my question. But again, I've stood on it and I'll stand on it again. Anytime you can say fuck the kids, no, it's fuck you. And excuse my language again for those who might catch this replay. But we don't have time to play around with grown ass children. And this is what we don't need in society even more, grown ass children. See, grown ass children make irrash and very emotional decisions. Some of them even run from shit. Now we got grown men and women that know what it is, pretty much know what it is. But nonetheless, though, I do feel that point. You need to make the best adjustments, especially when you are bringing foster children into the mix. Again, whether they are strangers or they family members, you better make sure you make the right adjustments for them and don't treat them any different. Like I said, give them the same love that you would give your kids, anybody else's. Give them that same hope. This is just a little brief dust off from Saturday's conversation, but it's the truth though. Oh, there we go. Somebody getting arrested. Hold on. Oh, oh, oh. Who knows? Who knows what happens or what could happen, right? If you don't take the chances when you need to take the chances. Sometimes people are going to take a chance on you, and they're going to take a chance on you because, again, they feel something, they know something, they see great in you. And when they see great in you, that's a good feeling. That's how some of these adopted kids must feel in their mind. This person must really believe in me. They took me in. Some people don't know how to resonate with that because they are not known or never known any form of love, any form of unity, or anything along those lines. But when you are bringing them into a family, whether it's a full house or not, you want to give them everything needed. Not wanted, but needed. Key word today is needed. What's needed for them is going to be what's best for them. Again, you got to have an equal balance. And you got to have a strong mind frame to say, listen, if I could do this with mine, I could do this with anybody else's. And I could do it the right way. But again, when they do get to a certain age, yeah, tell them what it is. And don't sugarcoat and don't be harsh neither. Sit down and simply explain to them what the deal is. I feel a kid will love you even more when you tell them that truth. Even if it's hard to bear with, they will love you more because they see that you are willing to do what's necessary for the betterment of that person. And that's an unselfish act right there. Don't forget that part. Now, again, I'm going back to something else that I really want to make adamant. Again, for those people, again, it's time for y'all to really start showing the love and respect to those who really gave their blood, their tears, and everything. So, again, some of the freedoms that we take for granted. Today is a day of remembrance for those who served and are still alive, and for those who have fallen, trying to fight for what freedoms or fight for what they thought was right. And if you didn't have family who was anywhere in them branches, make sure that they're good. I don't care if they're young or if they're old. And if you still have people who are in the services on them branches, again, phone call, check on them, make sure everything is good. You know, because some people are going to feel lonely. You got people right now in the service right now who probably feel lonely around this time. They should be with family, and 9 out of 10 they're not. And I would also say for those who feel encouraged to do so, if you feel that's the best way to do things by serving your country, then you stand firm on what you stand firm on and stick to your beliefs and you do what you feel you need to do. Or if you know you can help those who have already been through it, even if it's the simplest thing like sitting down and counseling them, do so. Again, it is about those who served. And it's sad because some of those who served are not being treated the way they should be treated. They're not getting the huge honors and respects that they really should be getting. They getting some, but they not getting what they really deserve. Some of these people, like I said, are probably still going through the motions. They have not gotten what they needed. VA assistance and all of that. And if you know people like that right now who might be going through the struggle, try to help them the way they would try to help you in that situation. Again, it is about humanity. It takes a lot of strength, takes a lot of courage, and it also takes a lot of the right type of spirit to stand firm and fight for what you believe in. It's just a symbol and a token also that you're willing to go the distance. You're willing to put it all out there because again, you feel that's the right thing to do. One thing I would tell you is don't get into something under false hopes. Again, you want to keep yourself preserved as possible. Again, for those who need to hear it, you got a lot of these veteran homes, homes where these people need help. Go help them, even if it's the simplest thing like feeding them, bringing them something to eat. You know, again, show that love and respect to those who fought for that. Really is about that time. They definitely deserve more than what they get. And in this day of remembrance, for those who have fallen soldiers in their family, in this day of remembrance, and it's necessary. That love on the line. Say a prayer that can do. Just if you have to, if you got ask, you really kind of that again. Just take the time out to show them that love and that respect. Can't, my fault. I told you they still having this damn reggae concert out here. So can you hear me now? So if it sounds like I'm breaking up, you know why. Been dealing with this all morning. You want to know why I'm not dropping the link for you today? Because again, you got the mind of a child. And how many times did I drop this damn link for your punk ass and you never popped up? You really got too much time on your hands. That's what you need to do. Focus on what you need to focus on. And I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. Again, whether you like it or not. You really are a grown child, for real. Just want you to know that. What reaction you think you're gonna get today ain't the day for it. And again, it's time to tell you that. Because if you honestly had something to say, you should have been said it. But you don't. One thing I'm gonna say again is we don't need people like this around. Scared, weak-minded children. I'm a whole grown man. You start acting like a grown man or woman or whatever you want to identify as, then we can have a discussion. You're gonna make 1,000 troll names and it makes no difference. Because you're still gonna be the same lame sack of shit loser that everybody sees you for. And I think that's what you can't take is that you're a loser. Even on a day when you should be going to give some form of remembrance or love to people who might have been serving in your family, you decide to come here and troll. So what does that really say about your weak, miserable life? Says a lot. I think it's just you're mad because I'm doing what I'm doing and you can't do not a damn thing about it. And you can't even do nothing with your own life. This is your life, right? See, again, when I unplug from this device, I'm in the world again, unbeknownst to a lot of stuff on here, you know? So, again, when you learn to unplug and get off this red app and stop worrying about what another grown man or woman is doing, then again, maybe I'll drop the link and we can have a discussion. But again, for those, go check up on those family members. Say those prayers for those family members. Hold that vigil for those family members. Some of y'all, you didn't lose family members, you lost friends as well, too, that might have been serving. So again, it's a day for them. Honor them the best way that you can honor them. Humanity. Something that a lot of people are starting to lack nowadays. Humanity. It's also common sense that a lot of people are lacking nowadays, but for the people who actually have it, this is why they're here. Why they still here. And I mean in the physical realm. They're still here. And we got some crash dummies. In certain instances, you feel bad for those crash dummies, but then again, You want to go out on a limb for every little thing, you go ahead. You just jump out a window. You don't know what you're gonna land on, but you're gonna land on something. That's why it's called critical thinking. Again, you just got to make sure that you're doing the best for those who have done the best for you. Like I said, the best thing that some of these men and women have done, especially on this day here, was go and do what some people are too scared to do. Stand up for what they believe in. They went and did something that they felt was the greatest thing because, again, it was a selfless act and not a selfish act. They did what they did to try to preserve what we got now or what we didn't have before. You can think about that all you want to. It's not that much to think about. They made a sacrifice for the betterment. They put everything on the line because, again, they believed that it was worth it. In my honest opinion, y'all, I feel some of these people will be turning in their graves if they could see what the hell has become. I'm just being real, you know. Man, knocking on my door, man. Come on, Craig. Come on, son. You don't got a text, son. Come on, son. I'm over here screaming, son. What you want? What you want, man? Come on, Daddy. What you want, son? What you want, son? Come on, son. What you want, Daddy? My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all.
It's time to get high.
Nah, man. I ain't trying to do nothing, son. Knocking on my door like that. You a damn Jehovah's Witness, man. Not today. Not today. Not today. No, but again, they put their life on the line because they felt that was the best thing to do. Yeah, you know you was gonna hear him barking at some point. And now you go right to the food bowl. Look like you wasn't just in the coma 10 minutes ago. Simba, I don't know about you, son. I'm gonna have to give you. Which one of y'all want, Simba? Which one of y'all want? Which one of y'all want? You're doing too much. What you want, son? What you want? What you want? Yeah, people already know who you are. You was just over there snoring and drooling. Come on now. Come over here with that. Don't come over here with that. Come over here with that. Brief intermission, y'all. You already know what it is. You really gonna lick the mashed potatoes off my fingers, though. You be alright. You be alright. No, but again, they put their life on the line solely because, again, they stood on what they believed in and didn't fold for nothing. That's the most important thing to remember, even on the day of remembrance. No matter what battles you might be going through in life, you got to stand firm and stand strong on what you believe in and how things will play out. And when it plays out the way you think it should play out, trust me, you'll be at a better place. You done been through enough as it is. Life is a battle. Life is a struggle. But again, you don't let those battles cripple you, and you definitely don't let them take you out. You got to make sure you're strong on all the chords. It's not that hard to do. No, not every battle is going to be your battle neither. So you got to remember that part too. Said I'm on the way to scoop up the fur, baby. Come get him. Come get his ass now. Oh, okay, I hear you next. You see that? Look, that's what I'm saying. That's a blessing right there. Because again, I know how some people feel when it comes to that portion of things. Some people are going to do it because regardless to what, this is what they already had planned to do. And some people feel that they are doing a justice and a service. Some people are doing it for other reasons. But in the same token, y'all need to give that proper respect where it's due. Especially if they made it through the trenches and came back home. Now again, some people might not be the same. Some people will. Some people will have some great stories. Some people will definitely have some sad stories. Because there are things that they go through that make it traumatic for them. You gotta remember that part. It it messes, especially a man that either probably had kids before they went into the service or they could be having children. It will mess their brains up when they see that there's certain things along those lines that again a man should never see or a woman should never see. But we seen in some of these countries, the kids is already learning how to battle and take the battlefield before adults do, which is a problem. Because again, some of those children end up being caught in that crossfire, or they end up being the sacrifice, in my opinion. War should never have kids involved in anything. Mary, what's going on, baby? Up, somebody getting arrested. Shut up.
Sounds like young Martin Luther King.
Nah, it's just real facts right there, bro. Because you got to think about that, man. Nah, you got to think about it. Even for those who are into movies and stuff, y'all seen how some of these war movies was, and this is exactly what the hell it is now. Young kids over there got AKs and everything else that they shouldn't even be waving. How you got a gun that's bigger than you? That's what I'm saying. Like, that will mess anybody's heads up, especially if they got to be the one that ends up taking them out. Some of these kids, they strapping them up or they strapping themselves up like suicide bombers.
Sad.
And this is something that's been going on through any darn war you could think of. This is why some of the people suffer from PTSD the way they do. Because they've seen and done things that it crippled them. So again, this is a day that you're supposed to be given the utmost. You good? Let's shoot. They hear this darn music more than they hear me right now. Bomb o'clock, rain never stop. My bad, y'all.
Cardi B supposed to be there today.
I know. I told you. They was doing all that extra stuff. This weather would have still continued to be a washout. I think they'd wrap this up early. But you know, I know which one. I know what story you talking about, Mary. I just talked about that the other day. About that young boy, yeah, with the on the Instagram. That one, like I said, but I'm talking about those kids across man, listen, across the continent. It's a whole different breed how they do their kids. And again, this is what will mess anybody's head up. To think that I might have to take out anything and everything moving for the sole purpose of fighting for freedom or fighting for something that we need to stand up on. That will definitely cripple their minds. That's why some of them come home. Some of them might have been shell shot because they could have been caught in the trenches, bombs going off, losing army mates next to them, arms, legs being blown off in front of them, so on and so forth. Like I said, no matter what the situation is, that will leave the most traumatic stresses on their minds, even well after they come home. It is good to sit down and counsel and try to talk with them when they can, because sometimes they can go into some form of a shell shock and they could actually end up believing they are back on that battlefield. Today is one of those days. It's going to be somber for some because you have people who have lost people who, again, was in the service, whether they was young or whether they retired. But again, it's still good to check up on them because the people that they knew, especially if it was friends that they lost along the line, it hit different. King, what's going on, my guy? You already know if y'all just tuned in, the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, you gotta look at it. Just imagine you went into the war with your friends and you probably only got one surviving friend out that whole barrack. Especially people you really had close bonds and contacts with. That right there will mess them up. Especially on specific holidays, anniversaries, all of that. That could drive them into a deeper depression. This is why it's important again to try to make sure you keep people uplifted the way you need to, at least the right ones. Can't uplift everybody. We try to uplift this dummy that came in here trolling, but we see he ain't gonna never learn. So we don't really care about him. He's actually a non-factor now. He's gonna continue to be a non-factor until you get your life straight. You're gonna always be a non-factor, at least in my book. So keep trolling. Yeah, I know, Mary, and I know again. I just spoke about that the other day. Again, it's just crazy because, like I said, you could tell he was just uncomfortable. But this is the plague that they put on the people. It is. Again, when you're promoting all the wrong type of things, even on that line, it messes them up. But again, this is why it has to be strong parenting. Like I said, when it's all said and done, I could say this. Again, these kids don't ask to be born here. They don't have a choice in that. But if you're gonna bring them in here, be responsible and do what's necessary for them. Well, I know, Mary, but like I said, you see where I'm at with it. Normally, somebody would have got a eulogy. Shoot, he ain't even get the troll drop today. Don't really care because today is not a day to be playing around anyway. Not on this day. Not on any day that really does mean some form of significance, especially for those who have people who was in that service. So he could kick rocks, lick cocks, and go on about the block, and he'll be all right. I'm still gonna be here regardless. Like I said, got to start thinking of it from another level because you could be here again today, and you could be gone tomorrow. I ain't focusing on it. I'm focusing on every day like I'm supposed to, with a clear mind. Nah, it's the truth. Got to give that love and that remembrance to those who need it. And again, for those who are thinking about making the ultimate sacrifices, which I've honestly felt is not, I can't really call it a sacrifice because if that's really how you feel that you're doing a great justice and a great deed, then you stand firm and do what's necessary and don't let nobody knock you. Hold on, kid. Give me 1 second, man. Give me 1 second. But yeah, you got to think about that. You know, today is more supposed to be about not just giving remembrance. It's not just about a day of remembrance. It's also just a day to, again, honor those who need to be honored. And some of y'all are still fortunate, even if you got people that were in the service. Some of you were still fortunate to have them alive. So why not go take about 5 to 20 minutes out your life and go check up on them, especially if they could be lonely. Again, you never mistreat those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Never mistreat those who went out there and did what they think was the best for their country and the best for their families. Supposed to treat them with a little bit more dignity and respect than that. But there's some of you who don't give two hells. No doubt, be safe on the road, serious baby. No, you got to remember that part again. It's not about being selfish. It's definitely not about your own person news. It's supposed to be about those who gave their life for that. There's some things right now, like I said, you wouldn't be able to do had those people not gone and fought. And honestly, I don't believe some of y'all would have fought in the first place. When it's all said and done, the dedication, the time, and everything to try to make a better place, hey, it does start. You're gonna have to go to war at some points because again, you're gonna have opposition that want to destroy whatever you might be building, or they just trying to take over something that they feel they can take over. You know, but again, when you stand on the right principles, you do what's necessary. Nah, I didn't hear about that, Mary. That's crazy, man. And that's a see, that's a problem too. That's why I said it takes strong will and determination, but it also takes wisdom and balance to properly raise kids so they don't become the unthinkable. Sorry to say it that way. And that's crazy. Because I didn't hear about that. May listen. May that boy rest in peace too. And this is what I'm saying. Now at this stage right here, all the parents and those kids need to be held accountable. Because somebody lost their life under your watch, technically. Now, this is not judgment. This is just logic. If something was to happen, I got children, they friends is over, or they whatever the case is, or even if they had a situation with a bunch of people, I'm not gonna allow that person's child to get harmed.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care. No doubt, no doubt. You know, it is. It's the households. See, this is what I'm saying. Right now, where we stand at is Gen Z. Sorry to say it that way. It's literally Gen Z in this motherfucker. Some people don't honestly care. And I don't blame you. No, that would make any parent sick to their stomach. The fact that my child is gone because your children and the negligence. That's why I said to some degree, not everybody deserves to be parents. Because if you could raise your child in that notion, nah, you good, you good. You know, and that's the sad part about it. Up and started back pouring down raining. Yes, the rain did. I'll be quiet tonight now. But yeah, that's sad though in that instance. You know, again, some of you parents, you need to be held accountable when your kids do things that could lead to the unthinkable. Again, that child has lost their life for what? You know how many different situations we done had, kids being drowned, kids being chased to where they hadn't had that right there. That's not the first time I've heard a story like that, where a kid been chased down to the point they had a cardiac arrest and passed out or passed away. That's not cool. Again, when you start teaching your kids to think like savages, that's exactly what's going to happen. And see, right now we getting a lot of emotional damage in that Chinese man voice. I'm sorry. It is because come on, like there's no way you're gonna tell me you comfortable having kids out in the world and you ain't checking to make sure they ain't getting themselves arrested or getting themselves hurt. I keep saying that because it's true. Like, come on now. You think I'm gonna sit there and allow my child to nah, not doing that. I'm not gonna be allowing you to bully or do anything along those lines. Shit is ridiculous, man. It really is starting to become uh everybody for themselves type of damn world right now. When kids have lost their lives due to negligence from adults and other children or other teens, yeah, everybody need to be held accountable. Everybody. That's how I feel about it. Everybody deserves to be accountable for that. You messed up because you don't know what this person could have been or not have been. Well, you'll never know what they will become because they're no longer here to even serve their purpose. Taking them out before their time, that's not right. I got to start learning that. Look, um, when you start getting to a certain point, it's time to really like set the rules and the chain of commands. You have to. That would be like you allowing your kid to call you by your first name or just talk to you like some random person in the street. No, you're gonna have to start putting forms and boundaries on that shit immediately. And there's still some of y'all that want to be friends with your kids, and this is exactly why your kids is being in the shit that they're being into and not being held accountable. Don't make no damn sense. Exactly. They shouldn't have done what they did because now look, again, you better start teaching your kids what you need to teach them. The importance of life itself. Because now what if that kid didn't pass away and somebody happened to see you chasing them and now they actually shot at you? What if a cop would have popped up on the scene and would have thought this is what was going down? You already know they quick to shoot. Like you bugged out. Start teaching your kids the most important things and most serious aspects of life. Your decisions do have severe consequences if you're not thinking properly. That right there is going to be a prime example. Kids is probably going to lose a portion of their life because a life is gone. There's a lot of you who do preach about, oh, what to be successful. I want my family to be successful. But then the same token, you got your family burning out and crashing out. So how does that work? You have to pick a struggle right now. Some of y'all claim you want solid results. Start showing solid results. Start being parents. Try that one. Stop acting like you're still in your second childhood. Pay attention to the signs when you need to pay attention to the damn signs. You don't know what your kids could be out here doing. And I've honestly always felt like this. If you could be one of those parents that don't give a damn what happens to your child, it solely says a lot about your character. Sorry to say it that way. There's ways to make sure your children are in the best and even the safest zones so they could be successful, so they could create their own, so they could keep everything going. Again, it's about what you show them. You ain't showing them nothing, then they ain't gonna never be nothing. And then the cycle continues. Gotta be real with yourselves. Again, they should be held accountable, just like you should be held accountable. If your kids have done something to that point, there is no turning back. Like I said, I'll give you a prime example. I told y'all that time when the father wasn't playing, turned both of his boys in. Oh, you did this? All right, you gotta go. I didn't raise you to do that. I don't care how you feel about me at the end of the day. I birthed you. I gave you life. I raised you way better to do something better. And this is what you do, and putting me in danger. No. You gotta go. Come get him. Come get them. And that's what needs to happen. Again, how they gonna learn any form of responsibility if they're not being accountable or held accountable for their actions? And in this way, everybody should be held accountable in that notion. Because again, a child lost their life over some peanut butter and jelly BS. Again, you don't know who suffers from what. And the simplest things you do, even if it puts them into a panic, it could mess them up in the worst way. You're not going to be able to sit there and deal with that. Not going to be able to, not unless you really a soulless like that. Anybody else at some point, I don't give a damn how tough you claim to be, at some point you will feel that pain and that burden. And you will feel that action. You will feel that shit. Because you realize you didn't even have to do it in the first place. Everything is all fun and games until you're sitting behind the walls and you ain't got nobody to really call. And when your back is against that wall, shoot, you're gonna feel it. Didi, what's going on, baby? I think that's crazy though. Seeing people get mad when you voice your opinion on certain things, but again, you gotta voice your opinion on that. No matter how you look at it, your children were solely responsible for another child's unaliving. I can't even say what I want to say no more. They really being strict with words. But again, everybody gotta be held accountable on that note. Every last one of them. Kids and parents alike. Because if you would have been paying attention to what your kids was actually doing, that could have been stopped. It really is time to sit down and have a form of talk and also an educational moment and a teachable moment with your children. Can't get mad about that neither, because that's what it's all about. Just like the mother. No, my fault. Oh, give me a second. They trying to give me a copyright. My bad, y'all. They really about to give me a copyright. Come on now. Move that damn car. My bad, y'all. My bad. Can't move that car.
Oh my God, bro.
Don't tell me it's a whole block. Ah, my scalp hurt, y'all. My bad. Y'all would pick my corner to start doing all of that, but it's all good. Um, I ain't gonna be on too long anyway. I just wanted to come in and chime in on a few different things again today. Like I said, today was a day of remembrance. So I pretty much got that out the way as well too. And again, I'm going to say that for those who have family members in the service, alive or unalive, make sure you remember them the way you're supposed to remember them and honor them the way you're supposed to honor them, and definitely show that respect. But also show that love because it took a lot of love for them to do what they had to do. They might not have wanted to do it, but they had to do it. The main thing for this situation right here is that parents are going to have to start being more critical. You're going to have to start critically thinking best. What's best for you and yours? If you think going through the system left and right, putting yourself or putting themselves in danger every day and night is something, I really don't know what to say about that. But again, in my opinion, it's just my opinion. That's a form of selfishness and self hate. Because again, you should never, and I mean ever, give up on the notion of being a strong parent and raising your kids so when they become parents, they could basically keep the life lessons and the traditions going. Strong family. When family need to be held accountable on things, you do so. Because again, they're going to learn a lesson. And when they learn that lesson, they will learn, be wiser, and not make the same mistakes again. Some people are going to continue to make those mistakes because that's just in them. And for the ones that is not just in them, again, when they are unknown or unbeknownst to any form of love and unity and stride and strength, hey, they ain't gonna be able to focus in society the way he's supposed to. Everything is gonna be, damn, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Even at the risk of this, so be it. But again, even if you know you got people who could be like that, try to sit down and guide them the best way you can. Yeah, and I can tell them I'm about to get a whole bunch of noise, y'all. It's getting critical right now. But before I do get up out of here, because I'm not going to be on here too much longer, the madness only just started. Pray for my scalp, y'all. Pray for my damn scalp. For those who are following me on Clapper, I will definitely see y'all give or take 7 o'clock, 7:30. It might be about 8 o'clock. Not bad, y'all. I think it's going to be about 8 o'clock night tonight. I'm gonna do something definitely for those who are deserving of it. So yeah, I'll definitely see y'all at 8 o'clock tonight. But before I do get up out of here again, don't forget what I said and don't let anything I said go over your head. You give the love and respect to those who loved and respected you. To put their life on the line, not just for themselves, but for you. That takes more guts than anything. I'm willing to fight an unknown battle just because I feel this is what's needed to be done to keep everything in preservance. Can't get no stronger than that. And again, make sure that today is the best day for them. It's not just about you. And again, it's time for some of you to stop being selfish, start acting more selfless. And I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Again, for those on Clapper, I'll see y'all at 8 o'clock, definitely. Always a blessing to bring something to the people. And again, I want to thank everybody that's been a part of the build, still being a part of the build. We still got more great combos to come. Again, it's about sparking the ideas and the sparking the minds. And even if it does start with a conversation, like I said, I'm all for it. Even when we have foolishness and ignorance around, that's just always been a part of life. We just gotta know when to attack it and when to leave it be. But yeah, let me get up out of here. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and they'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real builds. Yeah, I'll definitely see y'all at 8. And this was a great conversation. Y'all definitely make sure y'all share this out. And apologies for those who had to hear me spaz, but you know, we always get one ignorant fool, maybe a couple. But I can't let y'all leave out like that. Since I already know I'm getting the copyright for the music that's not mine, I might as well act the fool with it too. I already know what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Don't let me hit him with this again.
Motherfucker.
And this again. But now I definitely appreciate all of y'all. And y'all enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. If I don't see you again tonight, for those on Clap, I'll definitely see y'all. Starting to pour down rain again. I guess I'm gonna be stuck in for the night. And appreciate you for dropping the link, Sirius, baby. Working harder than this damn thunderstorm out here, baby. But yeah, definitely make sure y'all share out the convo. And it's time for me to start munching down on dinner. Don't worry, I saved y'all a plate. You check the food short. I saved everybody a damn plate. But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. And until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings. Oh, wait a minute. No. We not out of here. Hold on. See, I'm already getting the copyright. I just thought about it. And this wasn't even my fault. So I feel it's only right. Wait. Let me leave you with one more
Mom,
good thing. One more good thing.
I just want an Oscar.
There you go. There you go. Now I feel a little better. Feel a little better. Feel a little better now. King, I just said I was getting up out of here, bro. I'm trying to get up out of here before I really get a copyright, man. They already got me, son. They already got me. Matter of fact, I'm getting on my damn self here. But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.